Imagine this. You're sitting at home with your laptop, and a company in New York wants to pay you $50 an hour. You have the skills, you can do the work, but the whole conversation is in English, and you freeze. That moment, that freeze, is what stops thousands of talented people in India, Brazil, Indonesia, and Turkey from earning US dollars and euros every single day. English is the key that opens that door, and this podcast is here to give you that key, one word at a time. Welcome to Career English Podcast. I'm James, and with me as always is Alex. Today we're looking at 5 English words every remote worker needs to know. These are words you will see every day in emails, on Slack, and on client calls.
I'm so happy we're starting this, James. Last week, I had a client in Germany, and he sent me a message saying the deadline for the project moved to Monday. He also wanted an update on my progress before the weekend.
That's a very common situation in remote work. Clients want to know what's happening, so they ask for an update. And every project has a deadline. Did he also give you feedback on what you finished so far?
He did give me feedback on 2 designs. He liked one, but not the other. Then he asked me to check the schedule for next week because he wanted to add a new task to my list. So many English words in one short conversation.
And those are exactly the 5 words we're learning today. Deadline, update, feedback, schedule, and task. Let's start with the first one. A deadline is the last day or last time you must finish something. You cannot be late.
Wait, let me ask something here. Is a deadline the same as a due date? Because on Upwork, sometimes clients write due date and sometimes they write deadline, and I never know the difference.
They are very close in meaning. A due date is when something should be finished. A deadline feels stronger and more serious. When a client says deadline, they mean do not be late, there is no extra time. Both words work, but deadline has more pressure.
Okay, that makes sense. On my last Upwork project, the client wrote the deadline is December 15th, and I could feel the pressure just reading it. So deadline means no room for delays. I'll remember that one easily.
Now let's talk about update. An update is new information about something that is happening right now. When your client says, send me an update, they want to know what's new. What did you do? What's next?
I actually made a mistake with this word before. I wrote to a client, I will update you the project. But my friend told me the correct way is, I will update you on the project, with the word on. Small word, big difference.
That's a really common mistake, and I'm glad you mentioned it. We say update someone on something. So you update your client on the project, or you send an update about the task. Always use on or about after update.
Good, now I won't forget that. The third word is feedback, right? I think feedback is when someone tells you what they think about your work. Like when a client says your logo is great, but change the color.
That's exactly right. Feedback can be positive, like great job, or it can be constructive, like please change this part. In remote work, feedback usually comes by email or in comments on your files. You need feedback to improve your work.
But here's something I want to push back on. Sometimes clients give feedback that is not clear at all. They say things like, make it pop, or I don't like the feel. That kind of feedback is hard to use, right?
You're absolutely right, and that happens a lot. When feedback is not clear, you can write back and say, thank you for the feedback. Can you tell me more about what you want to change? Asking for more detail is always a good idea.
I like that. Okay, word number 4 is schedule. A schedule is a plan that shows when things happen. Like, my schedule shows I have a client call at 3 p.m. and then a design task at 4 p.m.
Yes, and schedule is very important for remote workers because you work with people in different time zones. You need to check your schedule before you say yes to a meeting. Also, we say, let me check my schedule, not let me see my schedule.
The last word is task. A task is one piece of work you need to do. On project boards like Trello, Every small job is a task. So, a big project has many small tasks inside it.
Exactly. And here's something useful. When you finish a task, you can write to your client, "I completed the task you assigned me." That sounds professional. Clients love it when you talk about tasks clearly because it shows you are organized.
Okay, let's try one together now. I'll say a sentence with some of our words, and you at home can repeat it after me. Ready? Here it is. I finished the task before the deadline, and I sent the client an update.
That sentence is perfect because it uses three of our words in a natural way. When you practice saying full sentences like that, your brain learns the words faster. You remember them in a group, not alone, and that makes speaking easier.
Let me paint a quick picture, James. Imagine you just got a new client on Upwork. She's in London and she sends you a message. She says, "Here's the project schedule, and I need you to complete the first task by Wednesday."
So Wednesday is your deadline for that first task. On Tuesday night, you should send her an update. You can write something like, "Hi, I'm almost done with the first task, and I will finish before the deadline tomorrow."
Then she sends feedback on your work. She says, "The work is good, but please change two small things." So, you check your schedule, find some free time Thursday morning, and you fix those things. That's a real freelance week right there.
And look at that. You used all five words naturally: deadline, update, feedback, schedule, and task. Every remote worker uses these words every single week. If you remember these five, your client emails will already sound much more professional.
Let me try one more sentence for everyone at home. Try saying this one after me. I checked my schedule and added the new task. I'll send feedback to the team and share an update before the deadline.
Beautiful sentence, Alex. Now, if you want to keep learning words like these for your freelance career, please subscribe to this channel. Next week, we're going to cover 5 more office words, things like meeting, report, and client. It's part 2 of this series.
This was fun. Practice these 5 words this week. Write them in your next email to a client or a friend. The more you use them, the more natural they sound.
Alex is right. Pick one word today, maybe deadline or feedback, and put it in a real sentence. Try this in your next email. Come back next episode and tell us how it went.